Dwane Casey is the most successful coach in the history of the Toronto Raptors. All 3 seasons with 50 or more wins in Raptors history came under his watch. 6 of 7 seasons under Casey, the Raptors improved their record, including this year where they set a franchise record with 59 regular season wins, 59 and 23, earning the 1 seed in the Eastern Conference, but that meant earning a second-round visit with LeBron James and the Cavs. And the Cavs did to the Raptors what they usually do, which is bounce them in straight sets, if you will. And despite having a first-place division finish in 4 of the last 5 years, and the 1 year in which they didn't was a second-place finish, both last 2 years, not a single win against the Cavaliers in the postseason. Thus, he got fired. Now then, in Toronto, I proffer to say there are 3 people who cannot be fired right now in the Raptors organization. The principal owner cannot be fired.
Nope.
DeMar DeRozan cannot be fired.
No, sir.
And Drake cannot be fired.
Yes.
You cannot fire Drake.
No, you can't.
That's it.
Yep.
So what do you do when you have a roster as constituted and a situation where there's only 3 unfireable people? What do you do when you have a LeBron problem? Well, there's 2 things. First, you may want to wait till July 1 to see if LeBron fixes that problem for on his own by going to the Western Conference, which I don't think he's going to do or shouldn't do. So you could do that and wait. But then again, if you're going to fire the coach, maybe you want to do him the favor of doing it soon enough that there are job openings that he could take. For instance, somebody's got to coach Giannis in Milwaukee, and Detroit's a great spot too, one would think, with some of the young talent that they have, and there's Blake Griffin there. Dwane Casey could be a good fit there, and there's already a rumor that he might be like the proverbial Rob Ryan of the NBA. He'll be on the street for 5 minutes. He'll have a job shortly. Maybe not. But if you're Masai Ujiri, the general manager, what are you going to do? You're going to start changing players around? You're going to tell ownership that all the money that we've put in DeRozan, there's Kyle Lowry. Let's get rid of one of these guys. Let's blow it up after a 59-win season. Let's keep the coach and blow it up. Because if that's the case, then you're basically raising your hand and saying, it's my bad. The groceries that I have shopped for are the issue. So if you're the general manager, what do you do?
Can't fire yourself. Fire the coach.
And it is possible that Dwane Casey is going to be named Coach of the Year because his own peers named him Coach of the Year. He won 59 games in Toronto, and this is a regular season award. The votes are already in.
It's the Raptors' best season ever.
So it's either him, it's either him, D'Antoni. Would somebody look at Brad Stevens and say what an incredible job he did?
Maybe.
Well, certainly his peers didn't, but could it be that? More than likely, it's Dwane Casey, who is your Coach of the Year, which means on June 25th, when the NBA has its annual award show like the NFL does have, it's going to be right here in beautiful, lovely Santa Monica, California. On June 25th, it's entirely possible that the Coach of the Year award will be accepted by a coach who's no longer with the team that he's coached because he's hooked up with another team. Or it's possible that the Coach of the Year will come up and accept the Coach of the Year award without a job because he's been fired. And in case you're wondering, we have scoured the internets, the tubes of connected tubes. Alzuro has done this for us, the Rich Eisen Show researcher. We have not found a single instance of a manager or a Coach of the Year accepting the award having been fired already. The only thing that comes close in the NBA, George Karl was fired as the reigning Coach of the Year 1 month after accepting the award by the Denver Nuggets. He wanted a contract extension. He had 1 year left on his deal, and the ownership and management said, no deal, you're fired. The reigning Coach of the Year, before he coached another game for that team, 1 month after accepting the award, fired by the Denver Nuggets. The general manager who fired him is named Masai Ujiri, the same guy who just did Dwane Casey. So he is the official Coach of the Year firer, potentially 2 times over. Unbelievable.
Wow.
How's that acceptance speech going to be? And I'm assuming they're going to do what they've done in previous years and what the NFL does, which is invite the top 3 vote-getter nominees to sit there, and your nominees are. So Dwane Casey's going to sit there maybe with a Pistons button or a Bucks button and go up and thank the Raptors? Wow. Or have no button on except the 3 buttons or 2 buttons on his suit and go up there and take the award and say, I want to thank everybody for this award. And hey, everyone, I'm just going to sit around and accept my $6 million that I had left on my contract. Sit back and chill out. And thanks for this. Unreal. Fact. These are all facts.
How much blame do you put on Dwane Casey for their playoff struggles?
There's a lot of stuff that goes into losing to the Cavs. It's not just LeBron. And as we've said, LeBron's cast mates looked stellar in a manner in which they didn't look at all half stellar all year long.
Right.
There was defensive strategies that made you scratch your head or whatever. But everyone's wondering, what are the Raptors going to do? We found out. They're going to fire their coach.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.